Hi, it's Damon from PI Hacks. Today I want to talk to hiring managers about something that matters more than most people realize: how you communicate a PI no-fit decision to a candidate. Let's start with something important to recap. A PI no-fit is not a rejection of a person. It's a signal about alignment between the role and someone's natural behavioral drives. But if we don't explain that clearly, candidates will just simply hear, "You weren't good enough." So how do you communicate this humanely, respectfully, and professionally? First, never lead with the assessment. Lead with appreciation. Thank the candidate for their time, effort, and interest. Acknowledge the work they put into the process, and this is going to set the tone that they were taken seriously. Second, be very clear about what PI is and what PI isn't. PI doesn't measure intelligence, competence, experience, or potential. It measures behavioral preferences and how well those preferences align to what the role demands day to day. This distinction is critical. Third, talk about the role before you talk about the candidate. Explain what the job truly requires behaviorally. For example, does it demand constant urgency, heavy structure, and high collaboration, or long periods of consistency? When candidates understand the behavioral demands first, the decision makes more sense and feels less personal. Then, and only then, explain the misalignment. Use language like, "The role requires a strong preference for X, and your results suggest you naturally gravitate towards Y." That framing removes judgment and centers alignment. Another important piece: avoid absolutes. Don't say, "You can't do this job." Instead say, "The role may require sustained behaviors that could feel draining or frustrating over time." That shows care for the candidate's long-term success, not just your short-term hiring needs. If appropriate, offer redirection. Some of the best hiring experience I've seen end with, "Based on your PI results, here are the types of roles and environments that you're more likely to thrive." Even if there's no open role, that insight matters. It's also important to ensure hiring decisions are not based on PI behavioral data and cognitive data alone. That's just one data set. For information on how we recommend aligning PI with other important selection data, check out our Head Heart Briefcase video in the description below. In fact, we have clients that implement PI and hire in the hiring process, not as a selection tool, but in order to understand how to support the candidate during onboarding and once they're in the job. And finally, remember this: how you handle the PI no fit determines whether candidates become an advocate for your organization or a critic. Humane communication isn't just the right thing to do, it's about smart leadership. Used well, PI doesn't close doors, it helps people find the right ones. Okay, I hope that was useful. For any questions, please put in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps us create more of these videos and helps us spread the mission, this is our mission and PI's mission, of better work, better world. Thank you very much.